of OFAC, as everyone now keeps calling it. We've got a really, really special episode for you today. We don't have Steve. Unfortunately, he's got a serious bout of chlamydia, so he can't come on today. But we have we've got two special stand-ins today. We've got Zach, corporate sponsors, here to make sure we don't swear and misbehave.
Yes, I believe the word is corporate censor, but good to be here.
Yeah.
Corporate censor. Yeah. We got Zach, and we have Chris Donaldson, the Jedi with a paintbrush.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me on.
Hi Chris, welcome.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got Pete. Everyone knows Pete. Easy.
Hello.
So I thought we'd go straight into it like we do every week, and jump straight into new this fortnight. So Zach, what you got?
So this fortnight has been pretty good. I talked about a lot of my pickups last week on Collecting Weekly, but this between then and now, I've picked up 2 Transformers figures. These are from Transformers Prime, which is on Netflix. It's a television show. And the aesthetic on these, they're kind of like real slim, lanky type Transformers. So I got RC and then I got Starscream. And both of these go for about $70 used and loose. And I was able to get Starscream for $15 and then RC for $30. So pretty good deals locally. And funny enough, I actually had 2 people message me about Starscream, and one guy has a mint and sealed box, which goes for like $100, and he's going to sell it to me for 10. So really excited to double up on that one. And it's a cool anime. If you guys have some time to check it out, Netflix only has the first season in the United States. But the aesthetic is cool. The plot is pretty good. I'm like 6 episodes in, and it's not bad. But I think that's all that I've gotten since the last time that I checked in. I know on Collecting Weekly, I mentioned I had the OP Leader Optimus Prime, the new knockoff that Jobby the Hong reviewed. That hadn't shipped as of Tuesday, and yesterday the seller did finally ship it, and I'm super excited to get that one. So that's pretty much it for me.
Nice. Yeah, I must admit, I like Transformers, but it's not a rabbit hole I wanted to jump down, because I know I'd end up with fucking hundreds of them.
Yeah, and for me, I have some nicer Transformers, but I don't like to transform them because I'm always worried, like, oh, they're going to get damaged, this and that. So I started picking up some of these like cheaper, older figures and like knockoffs, and that way I can transform them as much as I want, and I don't have to worry about like ruining like a $60-$100 figure. So it's not bad, and about once a year I get bit by the Transformers bug, and at this point in time, there's just so much cool shit out there that it's just like I'm buying, like tweaking on it. I just gotta get my fix.
Yeah, you got any more than Transformers?
Yeah, exactly. I actually messaged the guy that had the $10 Prime. Was like, "Yo, you got any more mint and sealed box Prime Transformers? Holla at your boy." Though it really sucks because Optimus Prime is like the most important character, and so googling like Transformers Prime, all the eBay sales pull up Optimus Prime, and it's like I just want the Prime series Transformers. And when you're messaging people like, "Hey, I want Prime Transformers," I'm getting like all this Optimus shit that's like no one wants to buy, and it's like I just want the hard to find stuff. And it's interesting because they Takara Tomy released what's called the first edition, and those are the expensive ones because they're really good, the articulation is great, the transformation is clean. And then they did a second batch that's like really shitty, and all the ones that I'm finding are the second batch. But fortunately I got a pretty good deal locally, so I cannot complain. But yeah, that's it for me. What do you got, Pete?
I was just to say, Zach, I think of all of us here, you've probably got to exercise the most self-control because you've got quite a varied collection with the different scales and different lines, whereas we're pretty much exclusively 1/6. I've got obviously a few Lego bits, so it's easier to kind of keep yourself reined in, and I think
it's an awful problem.
I try not to get into, like we've talked about with Ian as well, to try not to get into other scales and stuff, because then it opens up another minefield. If you get into the 1/12 stuff, or like Transformers as well, and then it just becomes a bigger problem. So you've got a harder job than us. So you do well to. I know you refresh yours quite a lot as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'll usually move like I'm looking at my Black Series now, and I'm like, I know I just got a lot of you guys, but I could find some space or some other thing. So now I'm just in a terrible spot. It's a great spot, but it's a terrible place to be.
Yeah, I did the same. I mean, I was looking at that Mezco 89 bats.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, I scrolled 2 pictures along and looked at some of the fugly other photos they have of it. And it's like, no. If you have it just standing there, it looks beautiful. The moment it looked like anyone tried, like Mezco tried to pose it, no, it just looked, it looked fucking horrendous. So I thought, nah. Well, luckily, for the 2 seconds I was tempted by it, I thought,
yeah, because haven't they gone with a metal endoskeleton, and then the actual whole body is a silicon body, so there's no suit on top of it. It's all, I think.
I don't know. No idea.
That's what people were saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Originally, the proto shots looked like it was, a body with a suit on the top, so like the Hot Toys one. But now they say it looks more like the actual whole suit it's all one. It's all a molded silicon.
That's easier at that scale, though, doing it like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the I don't remember what scale it is. That new Hasbro Vader that's like 8 inches tall. It's a metal frame inside like a molded body.
Like was it Hyperreal?
Hyperreal, yeah.
Yeah.
That figure is fantastic. It's honestly even including the quarter scale, the best Vader I've seen. The cape is really nice. The fabric is good. Because the suit is like all one material, it doesn't bunch up awkwardly. Okay. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Manny has it and it blew me away.
Zach, just sorry, just if I can just say briefly, Zach just reminded me when he mentioned Transformers there. You're obviously a big Transformers mate, Zach, yeah?
I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan, but I like it.
I'll just say briefly here that when I was first into collecting, I made a comment on Facebook years and years ago about a Transformer figure that came on. Mm-hmm. And I said it was the most ugliest fucking thing ever going. Right? No, but no disrespect. I actually realised that I shouldn't have said that at all. Just because I don't like Transformers as figures, I should. And the amount of abuse that I got of collectors, and justifiably so. Do you know what I mean? Because I made a comment that was really out of place. Really, I shouldn't have said it. But it was funny. It was just the amount of abuse that I got. But in retrospect now, since then, I mean, I've seen the Optimus Prime. I think the most recent one that's been posted on the groups. Yeah, is that the one that actually really looks like metal? Yeah. I mean, I look at them now and they are stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a massive Transformers fan. I do like the first movie. I've got it on Blu-ray. But I thought the ones after that sucked a bit. But I've not seen
Bumblebee was good.
Yeah, you got to watch Bumblebee.
I've not seen Bumblebee yet. So
it's a complete reboot, and it's got the proper G1 looking vehicles and stuff, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah, I should watch Bumblebee, to be fair. So,
it's good stuff.
Go on then.
Well, yeah. As you can see from my slide, I have a Predator custom
stick
bow. Yeah, custom bow. Well, last week Steve was talking about he'd bought that set off a guy called Nick Sparks. Yeah. So I messaged him because I've already built the spear with the daggum. I thought actually the bow looks really nice. So I messaged him and he said, "Oh, he'd only had, I think he built a set for himself, set for somebody that commissioned it, and then he had a spare set. So he sold Steve his spare set. So he said, but hang on a minute, I'll see if I've got enough." I said, "I don't really need the bow." So he said, "I'll see if I've got any spare bits." And yeah, he did that. 25 quid posted. It's lovely. I mean, if you look at the detail, he's got like the sort of paracord and the ring and stuff. It's really good quality. So I thought I'd give him a little Nick Sparks little shout out. I don't think he does it as a business or anything, but some nice work there, good custom work there. So I'll get that on my Dutch at some point. Although I run the risk of that's the one where I painted the Firesome body. So I don't know that I want to put it on him because that'll just rub a line across the paint. So.
Yeah, I'm meant to be doing one for Steve, and we're going for a solid body, and I'm going to fill in the torso just so it doesn't rub off.
Yes, but
I never knew you painted a Firesome body, Pete.
Yes, I did.
I'm trying to remember what was that one.
That's my mud Dutch. So,
right, right enough, right enough, yeah.
It was going on well enough, but then I found that when I moved him, it basically just cracked. So it's just sitting, just a layer of paint just sitting on the top. So he's okay, but he's effectively a statue now.
Yeah.
People say that you need to dye them with like a silicone paint or something.
Well, there's different methods. There's different methods. Dyeing does work. Apparently, I've never tried it yet, but
I've had no luck with dye. We had this guy Jesse on ours that was doing a Dr. Manhattan, and he dyed it, and anywhere you touched, like my hand was blue, the shelf was blue, my shirt was blue, everything was blue.
Really? Yeah.
It was awful. And of course, like as blue was coming off, it was still blue underneath. But I imagine at some point you'll get to the point where it's flesh again, and in certain spots it certainly was. Not only that, but the whole figure looked splotchy. Like it was not a consistent blue. It was like a tie-dye almost.
It's a bit of
using pigments, and they're better.
It's very tricky.
I mean, pigments seem to work, but you would have to keep coating it and coating it and coating it. And at some point, you've got to sit there and just try and rub as much off as you can. And then you end up, because I've been trying to do it for the talent, and you end up, it isn't like a deep red. It's like, it looks fucking sore. Like, it doesn't help that at the moment I'm using a bag of dicks that come with the Pisons because I don't want to fuck up the whole body. So I'm just sitting there rubbing fucking powder into a little dick. Fucking unreal. Like, what the fuck has my life become? Like, so, and then you end up leaving it overnight. You rinse it off in the morning. You think, right, now I just have a little saw dick. Like,
it's inconsistent colour, isn't it?
The stuff I do. No, the stuff
for the customers.
There's stuff called Psycho Paint. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
That I've done a bit of research on the silicon painting silicon bodies, and there's stuff called Psycho Paint, which is that's the brand, and it's okay. Well, it's supposed to be the best. Yeah. I've never used it only because it costs about blooming 50 quid for a tube or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really expensive. You can. I think it might be one of the industry standard paints for silicon. But it's too pricey, man.
Everything I've seen is always like anything you talk about dyeing or painting silicon. They're like, you've got to apply it and do it while it's been like molded. It's
So I wouldn't recommend painting one. I just gave it a go. It's kind of a body that I ended up sort of spare that came with something else and everything. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it looks okay. But I can't really do anything with it now, so that's fine. It'll stay where he is. Yeah, so that was good. And I've done some work. I'm the kind of the Lego collector of the group. I know. Is it Rainer who's?
Yeah.
In fact, he's in the chat.
Yeah, he's got some stuff as well. So I do a few Lego updates on here, Chris. I basically just replaced I built a new cockpit for the UCS Millennium Falcon because the one on it was pretty naff, and you could barely you couldn't fit 4 figures in there. You had to just take the legs off of Luke and Ben and kind of prop them on a little brick, and it was a bit rubbish for an amazing model. There's a couple of bits they didn't do very well. So I got the design of the cockpit from Bricklink. Someone had built all of the parts and everything, but it hadn't actually been designed to fit on the Falcon. So I had to spend many hours re-engineering it and everything and get it to fit on. But yeah, it looks really good now. We've got some nice lighting in there and stuff. So quite happy with that.
Cool. You've done all right. You've done all right.
Yeah.
So have you picked anything up, Chris?
Well, I mean, no, not really. Well, in a sense, I've not got it yet, but I've just ordered the not the toy either. I've just ordered the M Toys Joker. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting that. I'm going to be working on that at some point. Be my usual though. I'll take a year to do it. But and I'm also going to be working on a new Scarface figure that I'm planning. But I've not really bought anything in the way of figures for a long time now. Really, for quite maybe a year or so. I've not actually. Do you know what I mean? Actually bought a figure that I just take out the box and it's. I'm usually doing a lot of customs now. And just buying bits and pieces to.
Well, let's be honest, Chris. No straight out of the box figure's going to cut it with you now. The thing is, Pete. I mean, it's so frustrating, and a lot of collectors will know what I'm talking about, and you guys as well. That because of lack of space. Yes.
I am now not buying a lot of figures that I wanted to buy. I mean, was it the Blitzway? Silence the Lambs, was it Blitzway?
Yes.
The Hannibal figure.
Mm-hmm.
That was one, for example, that I just thought was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And probably wouldn't need hardly any work. You could probably take it out the box and
just one of your nice stand
ready to go. Yeah. Ready to go. So that's about it. Nothing else for me. I've just got customs in the works, really.
Cool.
Yeah, I had almost had the opportunity to get a fucking bargain, but I missed out by like a couple of minutes. I was scrolling just through Facebook Marketplace, because every now and again I just have a look and just see what's about.
Yeah.
And someone had a clone trooper. I think I can't remember what. 50 is it
501st?
501st or so. The ones with like the blue stripes down.
Yeah, 501st.
So 501st Clone Trooper, £20 sideshow one.
Wow.
Yep. I was like straight away. I was like, because they were up in like Gloucester somewhere. So I was like, if I give you 30, will you post it? Nothing. Didn't get anything back for like 3-4 hours, and they were like, "Oh no, sorry, it's sold." I was like, "For fuck's sake!"
Yeah.
So it's worth checking every now and again. Just scroll through and have a look, because some people kind of post stuff that they don't really know what they got.
Yeah.
And they just pick up for something. Yeah, fucking £20, mate. I would have been fucking old.
Yeah, it reminds me, of that Transformer, because like I don't know if this guy knows how expensive this mint and sealed box figure is, because $10, like
yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna tell him it's not bad, but it's like I gave him more, like I gave him $20. Because he was like, yeah, I'll drop it off at your house, because my house is on the way home for him. And I was like, I'll give you $20 for the trouble. But in my head, I was like, yo.
Yeah, exactly. Say, don't matter. Have another 10. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it. The things I don't like selling on Marketplace or buying on Marketplace that much, because you just get a lot of fucking scumbags on.
Yeah.
Like I was selling PlayStation once. The bloke turned up, and I think I was selling it for like £150, and he went, I've only bought 130. I went, it's all right, you know where I live, come back the other 20 when you got it. He went, oh no, and then gave it to me.
That old chestnut,
Yeah.
I was like, nah, fuck off, mate, you knew what it was. Fuck off. Go get the rest of my money and come back, and then you can have it.
Open yourself up to the great unwashed.
Yeah, or you'll put your, like I was selling, because I used to have quite a decent surround sound, big subwoofer, more than short, all that kind of shit. And then I had a kid, and that had to stop.
Yeah.
So I was selling it, and I took a photo of the centre speaker. Listing clearly said centre speaker only and all that shit. And then some bloke was like, "Oh, are you selling your TV and PlayStation? Because they're in the picture." I was like, "Fuck off!" Well, yeah, no, I know. I hate it when people don't read listings.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we will move on, because we've spent 20 minutes on this one already.
Yeah.
And I'd like to go to bed at some point. Right. So, Chris, this is your little section. So, Pete, a little background for everyone at home is I had like 3 or 4 questions, and Pete said, this one, I'll chuck in a couple. And Pete came back with like a 4-page essay of what he wanted to ask Chris.
Yeah.
So,
Pete, I appreciate the work. You got a great guest, and you really took the initiative.
Exactly.
I'm going to give you the A+.
Thank you very much.
I try and keep this at quite a shit level, and Pete's dragging it up, and
I know
it's not right. It's not right at all.
Ian doesn't like the professionalism.
No, I have to be professional at work. I don't come here for that.
Yes, so we thought that we'd
yeah.
get some different some of our fellow collectors on to talk about their collections and stuff, and we're all big admirers of your work, Chris. So you were definitely top of the list to get on. So yeah, nice to have you on. Tell us a bit about yourself and the sort of things you like to collect.
Well, I mean, really only sort of 1 6 figures, really, more than anything. Cut a few statues, but I mean, back in the day when I was, in my teens up to mid-20s, I was, I built models and stuff, So I got into, I was a big Alien fan. And I loved, like, especially the Alien 3 creature, and just the way the Alien 3 creature was designed. And I painted models of Alien 3. Anyway, that all went, I then started drinking and getting involved in going to parties and going out to pubs and just sort of living my life a bit.
Had a bit of a high.
But then in later years I got back into it, and I thought, I was actually, my first ever hot toy that I bought was the Alien 3, the Hot Toys dog Alien. I seen it online, and I was just like, fucking hell, that's just pretty amazing. So that was the first one I bought, and that was it was
about 10 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. Well, it was back in 2012, round about that time. So then it, just went from there, and
that's cool. So that kind of answers my thing about how long you'd be collecting 1 6. So can you remember what was your first custom figure that you put together?
Well, the first custom, it had to be McLean, mate. I was thinking about that. I was going through all my old figures, and Die Hard John McClane was the first one I think I done with yourself, Pete, of course. You and I both. In fact, you may have got there before me, didn't you? I think with your figure, or you certainly got most of it built before mine. I think. Then you and I sort of shared creative notes on it, and and put it together. But that was my first one. It was a brilliant project, and of course that got me into customs, really, because I always remember as well when I first started collecting, as I say, going back to my first Hot Toys one, and I always said to myself, I'm going to buy maybe about 5 figures and put them in one cabinet, and that'll be it. And that'll be it, and I was aware of this customizing and modifying, and I thought, fuck that, I'm never going to do all that. I'm never going to bother with all that bollocks. But of course, once I started doing it, it's just like a drug. I just loved it and just carried on doing customs. So
it's funny because if everyone's the same, they go, I'll just have a few. Just a couple.
It's impossible.
Yeah, and before you know it, you got fucking hundreds, display cases, storage boxes. What the fuck am I going to do for all this?
Balancing on the top of lampshades and
fucking all sorts.
But it's great because I think you'll agree. There's a real pleasure as well in actually doing the work, and there's a therapeutic nature to it. It's great. It's not great on the wallet, but it's great. To go looking for the bits you need, and it's all part of the hobby. I think it's an extra level to just as you say, just buying something straight out of the box and whacking it on the shelf.
I far more enjoy getting like either kit bashing something, customizing something. Like I get far more enjoyment out of that. Like that Dusty Deadpool, like I could have just left it, but no. I look at stuff and I go, fuck it, I'm gonna have to give it a go. And sometimes you just can't help yourself. You get something, you think it's a lot of money, but fuck it, and you end up enjoying that a lot more.
I think it's just it's movie accuracy for me as well, and it's just that the realism that I love. I mean, there are big influences for me, like were people like was it Sebastian Botemps? You know, I mean, back, you know, he's very old school and very, you know, he was one of the first guys out there doing it.
Yep.
And you look, I remember looking at his figures back in the day and going, fucking wow, man! It looks real, you know. That it looks like someone's shrunk down Mad Max or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Is
that Elvis 1976?
Elvis 1976.
Yeah, because I'm lucky enough to have one of his pieces. I've got his
nice one.
Snow Speeder Luke that I bought off
Dale won it.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. It blows the sideshow out of the water.
Dale has so many custom bits.
Yeah.
And they are all so good. And then sometimes they'll have like a clear out and they list a load, and I'll be like, oh, it's always when I've got no fucking money. Some the stuff he's got is mental. Like he's on a Superman drive at the moment. He's got every type of Superman and Batman you can think of, and it is fucking his collection is gorgeous.
Yeah, because he's now the owner of the Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah, because like an absolute bellend, I sold that to you, and now it's gone off today, and it's like, fuck, I keep doing it every fucking time. Every time.
So because I traded him for the Emperor in his throne. Yeah, so I was just wondering, like, what how do you go about choosing your next custom figure, and how do you kind of plan to do it? I mean, obviously a lot of the stuff you do yourself, but you sort of engage with other artists and stuff to help you achieve.
Oh yeah, when I can, absolutely. I mean, I'm always on. You know, if there's a figure that I'm thinking, oh, I remember seeing someone do it, I'll private message them at times and just see if they engage and give away some of their secrets.
Happy I mean, share,
yeah. I mean, you know, I'm always happy to share stuff with any collectors out there.
Yeah.
But sorry, Pete. What was going back to your original question?
What was it? Just like kind of what skills have you learned yourself in terms of, you know, the work you do, and also, you know, are there times when you kind of bring other people in and say, oh, you know, I need this, can you make me this, or, you know, just things like that, really, you know, the collaboration side of stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm always aiming to use, like, you know, good sculptors like Rocco and people like that, and Craig as well, you know, Craig Customs. So I'm always trying to use these guys to get good head sculpts. But I think it's the love of the characters that, you know. I mean, I was like, for example, you know, Bruce Willis. I was watching Last Man Standing years ago, and I was just sitting there and I thought, man, that's such a fucking cool character. Yeah. You know, I'd love to make him. I just want to make him, you know.
I remember that.
So that's how I choose the customs, really, as well. You know, it's just, you're just watching the movies and you think that you just got a love for the movie and a love for the character. And with that one in particular, there wasn't many people that had made it. I think there's a guy, what's his name, Nenny D. He made a John Smith Last Man Standing character, and it was pretty good, you know. So and I think I did. I messaged him as well, asking him about, you know, how he done things, how he achieved it, and of course watching his YouTube. But that's a lot of it for me, in a nutshell. Is watching YouTube videos, watching you know, tutorials on how to do things, and other collectors on YouTube, and, you know, that influence you, really, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's, you know, it's nice. I don't see why people wouldn't want to share, because it's not like you're going to say, oh, well, I want to be the only person in the world that's made one, because people will make them anyway. And you know, I think it's nice if you've done something yourself and you've learned some techniques or something, just to share them with other people. Doesn't devalue what you've done at all. You know, it's
some people get really sketchy about it, though, don't they?
Yeah.
That's a good point, Ian, because I was going to mention that, actually, that, you know, some people can be cagey with wanting to share stuff, you know, and that's just a creative thing, I suppose. It's, you know, a lot of creative people can be like that. They don't want to share their techniques or their methods, you know. I'm not really like that at all, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm not running a business, but I'm collecting. I'm collecting. It's a hobby. I'm collecting for the fun of it. So I'm happy to share techniques and methods with anybody who asks, you know. So and
that's the way it should be. Like, it's no harm in sharing. Like, I get it with the Arkham Batman. I get messages all the time about how do you make the arms any closer? How did you do this? How did you do that?
Yeah,
it's fine. Like, I did a video. Here you go. Away you go.
It's a brilliant piece, by the way, Ian.
Cheers. After doing about 5 of them, I should be able to do it with my shut now.
You've done 5 now.
It's out of all the commission stuff I do, that's probably the one thing that keeps coming back. It used to be I couldn't move for Indiana Jones heads at one point. Now it's
By the way, Ian, you're gonna swear at me now here. You know how I done an Arkham Batman as well?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I sold it, mate. and purely, as we were mentioning before about space, purely down to lack of space. So, you know.
Well, the thing is, as much as I love mine, it sits there, and because I've got no other Arkham figures, and it's so fucking big, whatever else you put it with looks fucking tiny. Yeah. So every now and again I'll be like, right, now I've just got to fucking move it on, and I get it out. I take a load of photos and go, no, I'm putting that back like that. And it's weird. It's one of those figures I can't quite decide whether or not I want to keep it or get rid of it, because I think, well, if I ever want to get rid of it, I could just buy another and then do it up again. But I quite like this one, particularly with Zach's Blackest of Black. It's, a proper matte black Batman. So,
real quick, going back to the whole notion of sharing with other creators. I had mentioned this to Ian, but I don't think he was that familiar with the guy. But unfortunately, the community had a pretty big loss this week. Hurricane passed away, the guy that was producing a lot of the really excellent Vader head sculpts, and he was a good guy. I talked to him several times throughout the years, and he was one of the guys that really got me interested in Vader customizing and really showed me what you could do with the Kyoto sculpt and just some of those parts in that model kit. And so I just wanted to give him a shout out. Hopefully he's resting at peace. And it was a shame that we lost him, but he did inspire so many with his wonderful Darth Vader helmet. So just wanted to just give him a little bit of a, we wish the best for him and his family.
Definitely.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
Yeah, cool. So so going back to we already touched on the McLean, but I think, personally, your work's inspired many people, including myself, to start making customs, and that John McClane one was the first one that I made, and I think it was that head, wasn't it, that appeared, which was a recast of who was it
Choi one?
Yes, MJ Choi.
MG Choi,
and I think the first batch of them were really good. The ones we got were really good.
Yeah, that's right.
And after that, there was like these awful, like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th generation ones.
I think it became recast of recast.
Yeah.
You see the ones now, they've got like the weird alien type head.
Yeah.
Anything above the ears is like something out of Mars Attacks. It's there.
Didn't Dave get a really shit one when he first? When he first ordered one, he got an awful
elephant, man.
Yeah, it was awful. And he's like, "Is this the same sculpt?" And so, they're using the original picture, but you're obviously not getting what we got.
Yeah.
And that was great. And I think, in essence, although actually when you get into the minutiae of it, it was difficult to find some bits. Essentially, it seems like an easy custom because you've got a vest, pair of trousers, shoes. So it was a good one to start with.
Back in the day, one of the hardest bits to get was the fucking feet.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I remember I got I posted on Facebook once that he had feet the size of his sisters. You know how he makes that line? He makes that line in the movie. This guy's got feet smaller than my sister. Well,
Yeah.
The first feet that I got for McLean were like that. They were like bloody, like female,
like
a female Barbie
yeah.
feet, But I eventually got that fixed when as you say, Ian, when better feet came out.
Yeah.
It was weird because at the time the hardest bits were like the feet and the MP5 he had.
Yes.
Because all the ones that you could get were like the SWAT ones. So I remember when I did mine, I ended up sawing the torch off and taking the Dremel to the bottom just to get rid of the torch.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't get one for love nor money.
No. So I think that was part of the fun, wasn't it? We were trying to source the different bits and pieces, and then I think then you just like took it to another level, Chris, and you're saying, but this, and like we were drawing the tattoo on and the things on his arm, and it was brilliant, and it was like just kind of trying to get, as you say, that movie accuracy.
I remember I was like, how the fuck did you do all the broken glass on the stand? You were like, I smashed up a CD case. I was like,
well, there was a bit of that, Ian, but also it was real glass, a lot of it, actually.
Wow.
I think I got a piece of glass that was from a picture frame.
Yeah.
So the glass on the picture frame was particularly thin. It was really thin glass. So in other words, it could translate as six scale glass shards, shall we say? But real glass is obviously a bit dodgy. So I had to I glued it down, and I think I cut myself a couple of times. But
dedication. Did you smear it on his feet like you used to bit? But no, John.
That's talking about that, Peter. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've heard on Facebook a few times when people are talking about blood and what paint to use. And I've heard a couple of guys, and I'm sure they were quite serious. Just prick your finger and use real blood. And no, you can't do that because it'll go brown, and then it'll eventually just dissipate. You can't use real blood.
Whoever buys your figure, they get a nice healthy dose of hepatitis as
well. Beautiful. I mean, good luck with selling that on at some point. But I mean, you obviously going back to that was you introduced me to the Citadel Blood for the Blood God.
Blood for the Blood God,
and then I wouldn't have known about these things. So I'm basically, this bit is for me to say, a thank you to you, Chris, for kind of your knowledge and support in that.
But this is what I'm saying about and you're doing a lot of research and that, I mean, a lot of the time is going to hobby shops and stuff like that, model train shops and they have things like this, gravel and grass and all that sort of stuff, and and equally going to like Warhammer shops, where they sell little, and that's when I got introduced to Citadel paints.
Did you notice Citadel have done a load of like technical paints?
Yeah.
I played with my mate because he collects all that, and he's really good at painting the models. And he was like, I just normally go in and get like Blood for the Blood God and a few other bits and pieces. And he's like, oh yeah, they've got all these technical paints now, like the I used the one for the mud that's got all like the crud and the crap in it and all this. It's really like they've really spent a lot of money on their paints and stuff.
Yeah. You can make a lot of those paints yourself, like the mud one. You just get brown paint and grit. I mean, but it's nice. Like if you're just starting out and you don't really know all that stuff, you can just go and buy. They have like a snow texture. I think they have like a water texture now. Yeah. The blood for the Blood God, and they also have a lot of paints that you can prime a model in white, and then you just kind of give them a wash, and it gives it tints it, and then it also gives it a wash at the same time. So it makes painting, specifically Warhammer scale figures really fast.
Yeah. Well, Zach, it's cool how you mentioned that, because I don't know if you guys heard of is it Ammo Mig?
Yep.
Yeah. They do a lot of they come up on my Facebook feed, because they do a lot of model. It's mostly for model builders, model planes and stuff. But as Zach's just saying, it's a lot of stuff like it's ready-made sort of grunge paints and sludge.
Ammo Mig has these really nice stuff like markers. They're like a sludge marker or an oil marker. And it's oil brushes. And then they also have like a metallic chipping marker. It's these things are becoming very achievable, these effects. So it's always good to see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that obviously started me off on, I've built many custom figures since then. It kind of gave me the confidence to, some techniques and stuff and playing around, and even just like most of us now, even the figures that we buy, you modify something. There's normally something that's not right, or not quite, to your liking, and you just do little mods, and it makes all the difference to a figure. So it's not necessarily that you have to do the whole figure, but you can do your own little bit. So what would be your number one tip for someone thinking about getting into custom figure building?
I think just really the paints are important, and just having the right materials, the right brushes, small brushes obviously for eyes and stuff like that, and and the quality of brushes as well matters, sable hair, and things like that, rather than picking up cheap brushes.
I do.
I'm trying to think, Pete. You've got me stumped there with the number one tip. I think just it's probably just perseverance and patience as well. Don't rush a figure. Don't rush a custom. Because I think I even used to do that. I used to, when I was first building a couple of my customs, I'd maybe, I just wanted to get it painted and get it weathered, so that I could get it on Facebook and show it to all you guys. But now I really take my time on customs, and I think having patience and just taking your time with it is probably the number one tip I can think of.
With weathering, if you rush it, it becomes a bit too heavy-handed, a bit too.
It's always easier to add more than it is to remove.
I think what I'd say is obviously start with the head sculpt. If you can't get a head sculpt of somebody, then you're pretty screwed. Unless you're friends with Sean Fear.
He's killing it.
Killing it.
Do you know what? He sent me photos of the stuff he's sending me next, and I'm so fucking excited.
Dude, I want him to send one of my 6-scale sculpts to you so you can paint me.
Yeah, just do it. He sent me some yesterday, but he's going to be, because as soon as
just let him know if you can. My tip, I guess, I know Pete gave one of his, is to really understand like what parts are out there and how they fit together, because you can make almost any two things fit together with glue. I use this 2-part silicone putty that's amazing for making hands and heads and body parts fit together.
I use that for head sculpts now all the time.
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
Understanding how to use a Dremel, understanding what glue to use and when to use them. Because, for example, I put up a thread asking, hey, can these Kylo boots from the version 1 go to the version 2? And several people told me no, they can't. And the thing that was holding them back was the boots weren't the same length. The TLJ boots are a little taller on the shin than the Force Awakens. Sure enough, I got them plugged straight in, and the fit was a little loose. The ball joint was a hair too small. So all I did was I got some Future floor polish, put it on the TLJ Kylo boot, put a little bit of packing foam in the boot to fill it out a little bit more since there wasn't that shin padding, fit it right in, and now I have a TLJ Kylo with the articulation that's far improved on the Force Awakens version. So understanding how to fit things together is very important. When you're doing a custom and you're mixing clothes from this company, head sculpt from this company, this and that, it's important to know how to make it all fit together and look like it should have come that way.
And talking about Dremels, I got this thing.
Is that a cordless one?
It's a cordless one.
I fucking need to get a cordless one.
It's a mini Dremel, which is like a pen. It's almost just like a big fat marker. So you can control it really easy. And you can get into small nooks and crannies and spaces and stuff.
So my Dremel, I've got like this weird hose attachment.
Yeah, you can make it like a pin.
That's a similar thing. Same.
So I end up using that quite a bit just to get in there. But one of the best things I ever got was a Dremel. Up until the point I had a Dremel, I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah,
because now
I was the same.
It's just this, because you get things you think it just doesn't quite fit, and 2 minutes with the Dremel and you're like, right, done, sorted. It's like Thanos with his shoulders at 5 minutes that took. Like,
yeah, just remember, guys, the Dremel, for the people that are new that are listening that want to get into customizing, the Dremel is a tool of speed. It's not a tool of force. If you're trying to force pressure on a Dremel, you're gonna ruin a cutting bit. You're gonna ruin your sanding bits. You're gonna ruin your bits. The Dremel operates purely because of its speed. So you don't want to be torquing on a Dremel. You want it to use the speed and the force that generates
effectively. So because it sands so quickly, I use it to cut holes in stuff and all sorts, which I shouldn't really do. But I would say if you pick up a Dremel, just get some kind of eye protection, because if something flick up so fucking quick, and
I normally try and do it out in the garden because it just makes such a mess.
I mean, we're making this Mario playset thing for my boy. I've been using the Dremel and the pipe work and all of that. And it really, honestly, even if you don't fucking customize, get a Dremel because it's the best thing in the world.
Dude, you're right. When I was in college, I had a fish tank and I wanted to make it real clean. You know, it was like a reef tank, and I was like, I have all these equipment and everything. I had no tools, but I had a Dremel. And I was able to do like PVC pipe work, like cutting PVC, like, real thin PVC, cutting IKEA furniture, cutting holes in it to mount cords and everything. Yeah. And, $20 with a Dremel, and it comes with all the shit that you need. And you're exactly right. One of the best investments you can make.
I use the Dremel on my McLean figure actually to cut big gashes in his arms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I had to be really careful. You do have to be really careful with it, because you can easily cut too big a gash.
All those gashes in the rubber suit of the Arkham Batman I do are all done with a Dremel, because you can put the round bits on that are meant to be for buffering stuff. Crank it right up to the top speed and just walk like that, and it makes a perfect slice.
Yeah.
So they're fucking
But I use everything you can think of. Razor blades, scalpels, just sort of things that have got spikes coming out of it, like a brush, like a metal wire brush with spikes. You use that to create grooves and holes and stuff. Just anything you can think of, really. It's it's all out there.
Yeah. Excellent. So one of the standout things for me with your figures is your Diorama Bases. I mean, you put as much work into those as you do the figures, and I think that really brings them up to the next level. So tell us, like, kind of how you come up with ideas for those and how you go about sourcing, the materials that you use to create them.
A lot, I mean, sometimes I tend to think about, a typical scene where the character might be, in a situation, like, for example, the one on screen at the moment, Clint Eastwood. The standout scenes for me is when he's in the bar and he's basically shooting everybody. So I thought, right, I want to make a bar scene out. So, I didn't want to go full diorama. I don't really tend to go full diorama.
No.
I tend to stick to just keeping it quite simplistic, and it's just a base, really. I just look at. I go online, look at Unforgiven, for example. Look at images of it, try and get inspiration for of what the base might be for it. The broken bottle, things like that. And you just look for. It's just research, basically. What that comes down to, instead of just trying to use your gut instinct, actually take a lot of time. I mean, I spend a lot of time researching and just going on Google, going on different websites, and going on YouTube as well. To I mean, a lot of my base experience, my Diorama Bases, comes from watching YouTube tutorials on I mean, one of the key words, one of the key search words is diorama, and I think a lot of collectors maybe tend to forget that it's the 1/6 scale figure customizing. A lot of influences for it can come from model train guys, Warhammer guys, guys who create other sorts of diorama or even statue bases as well. You know, like you might look at, if you're wanting an idea for a base, you could key in, you know, Clint Eastwood statue or something, and it might give you an idea for a base, you know, that they've used on the statue, you know. So, you know, that's where I get a lot of my influences for that. And then and then the work is just, the materials is just things like, you know, balsa wood instead of real wood. You know, you think, how do I make a wood base? You know, it's just, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of these hobbyist type guys can, on YouTube or whatever, can give you a lot of ideas on, you know, how to create wood bases using balsa wood, how to create water, how to create realistic water effects, and all that. You know, you get all these hobbyists that are online doing all this stuff. So, you know, a lot of people just, I think that's part of the hard work, really, is researching it. And you know, I think a lot of guys maybe can't be bothered with that. I couldn't be bothered with it. As I say, when I first started collecting, I was like, I can't be bothered with all this, you know, creating models and creating dioramas. It just, you know, I was just thinking it's a lot of hard work. But once you get into it, it's just great to work on it. It's just, you know, it really makes figure collecting. It takes it to a whole different level. You know, you're not just collecting the figure. You're not just buying a figure, taking it out of the box and putting it on your shelf. You're actually, you know, creating other stuff for it. You know, so you know, once you get into it, it becomes easy.
And do you tend to find, especially now, I suppose, that all of the bits that you visualize for it, that you can actually go out and buy, you know, on eBay and things like that now?
And again, that can be a very arduous searching process. You know, like, you know, the broken bottles there on the Clint Eastwood one, and you know, I would have spent maybe about an hour or so just trying to find the fucking bottles. You know? You know, because you might find ones that are that and then you might look on the website and the scale might look correct, but they might be fucking only, you know, a centimeter tall or 2 centimeters tall, when really you want it maybe 4 or 5 centimeters tall. So you have really got to just be persistent and trying to find the things, you know.
You say it might take you several months, and all of a sudden you'll see, that's what I needed, and then you know, you just buy it when you see it. And
of course, it's luck of the draw as well, isn't it? I mean, you know, you can get lucky a lot of the time. But there's not any, you know, for stuff like that, for bases. You know, I mean, there's a lot that I'm still got to do. You know, that I'm doing a Highlander base, you know, from a Highlander figure. And that's using static grass.
Which, like a sort of like a heathland kind of.
You basically, you know, I'll not go into it, but it basically, when you put the grass through a sieve, it drops onto the glued area and it stands on end through a little electrical pulse that you put into the base, you know. So it's basically called a static grass applicator. So it's things like that, you know. That
sounds amazing.
So
can't wait to see that.
Yeah, so I've not done it yet. That's at the bottom of the to-do list, to be honest. But
we'll come back to that in a minute. So
I'll get there.
For me, you know, all your creations are mini masterpieces, but I asked you to pick your favourite 3 to talk about in a little more detail. And obviously, we've got the first on the screen here. William Money from Unforgiven. You've also got RJ McCready from The Thing, and a Maximus Arena version from Gladiator. So please take, you know, a few minutes for each one to just sort of talk us through why you built the figure, you know, what you like about it, and kind of, you know, just how you put it together, really.
We're doing Money first, then. Just the greatest Western ever made, I think, in my opinion. And you know, I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, so that was an easy starter for me. But I seen a guy that posted on Facebook or somewhere that that actual kit from Artfigs. Artfigs are custom guys who create Western type clothing and figures and hats and all that. It's a guy called what's his name? Gonzalez, something Gonzalez. Is it Federico Gonzalez? I think his name is, and he runs Artfigs. So anyway, I started off with the kit from him and the head sculpt, which I thought was actually probably the best money head sculpt I'd seen. Really, there might be better ones out there now, but at the time, that was the best one I'd seen. And great head sculpt, and the hat as well is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I got that set. When I got it, I thought, nah, it's not quite right, because I thought the jacket's just not accurate at all, color wise. So I dyed the jacket, The trousers weren't quite right either, because in the movie, for me, when I look at the movie, it's sometimes hard to tell, but he looks like he's wearing denims, black sort of denims, or almost black. And the trousers weren't right, so I swapped them out for the denims. Again, the other bits are really just a lot from eBay. So the jacket, the shirt, the hat, the head is Artfigs. The rest of it's from eBay and Battle Gear Toys. I think it's Battle Gear Toys that do the boots. They do a lot of sort of Western type stuff as well. BattleGearToys.com, if you've heard of them.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
They do some really good stuff. And just repainting the guns, and spending time to get the belts right. Again, looking at trying to get a bit of accuracy with the belts and the belt buckles as well. Things like that to me are quite important. But just the accuracy of little small details and getting that right. I mean, it can take you a bit of time to maybe try and find the bits, but and then painted the head myself, repainted the hat as well, and so that one came together quite well, and the body is one of the, I think it's a Q model body, which is one of the 27-inch ones, 27 centimeters. 27 centimeter bodies, which is for Clint is obviously more applicable.
Shorter than
you want a tall body for Clint.
Yeah. So do you find that you come back to these and swap bits out if you find a nicer piece of something,
Yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, I've done that with a few of my figures, and in fact, I'm going to be in the process as well of doing. I'm going to redo Die Hard. I'm going to redo McLean.
Okay,
because that old fucking ZY toys emulated muscle body. Is a bit shit now, really. I mean, there's a lot better bodies.
Oh yeah, definitely. When we were making that 4 years ago, there wasn't a lot of choice.
There wasn't a lot of choice there. Exactly.
No, that'd be cool.
But yeah, I do a lot of swapping out and the Gladiator figures, an example.
Yeah. Well, this next one here, I think is incredible. Yeah. I think it probably be my favorite piece of yours. I mean, the base and everything.
This is I mean, one of my all-time favorite movies, and I always knew I wanted a McCready, and there was nothing really going. What was that company? PCS was it? Who were going to do one?
Right.
Was it PCS?
Yeah, I remember it was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pop Culture Shock Toys.
Oh yes,
They were going to do a figure, and I was so pissed off when they announced that they cancelled it and they weren't going to do it anymore. And I was like, oh man. So I was determined, I thought, right, fuck it, I'm gonna put this together. So the main difficulties for me were, right, where did I get that jacket from?
Yeah.
And I ended up, just again searching on Google, on eBay, anywhere, on the internet, just searching. Eventually got one that was like a sort of light tan color. So I repainted the whole jacket using I got these paints called Angelus leather paints.
Okay.
Which I was put onto by the very talented Jacob Raymer.
Okay. Yep.
He used Angelus paints years ago for something he was doing, and I bought a whole shitload of those Angelus paints. And to be honest, I can highly recommend them. They're great. They're great for painting leather and stuff, because the thing about them is they're quite flexible. So when the leather bends, the paint doesn't crack. If you use normal acrylics,
it's just going to crack and peel.
The paint will tend to crack and maybe peel off.
I did get some fabric medium that stops it from doing that.
That
which ain't too bad.
Well, yeah, I think that does work as well.
So where was that jacket from? Was it just?
Well, it was one of these, it was one of these small sort of clothing sets that had the jacket, and it had a pair of trousers with it, and it was maybe a belt or something. But it was mainly for the, it only cost, I think it maybe cost me about 25 quid or something. And then, of course, what I done as well was I got fur, a piece of, because the jacket's got a fur collar. I thought, right, I want to try and get that going as well. And I thought, right, how can I do that? And I noticed that on one of these little 1/6 scale Santa hats that you get sent free. I used the fur from that, glued it on to the collar, and repainted it, and colored it with pens, basically, trying to keep it as less stiff as you can, because that's one of the key things when you're repainting stuff, is you want to, if you're applying acrylic paints all the time, the material tends to get stiffer and stiffer, as you guys will know. So applied that. The head is a great piece from Rocco sculpted head.
Yeah, he's one of my favourites.
Yeah,
Rocco just kills it.
I actually asked him to do that, because
nice.
There was the what they called Warrior Gate Productions.
Yes, I've done one of them.
They've done a. Have you painted one of them, Ian?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah. It's a really good head, and I've used Warrior Gate Productions before. I've bought a couple of their heads before. It is a really good head, but I asked Rocco to do this, and he obliged me. So that and the head I thought turned out great.
Yeah, no.
My paintwork's okay on it. The most difficult thing in customizing for me is obviously the face and the hair and whatever. But that's actually I'm getting pretty decent at that now. The thing that still fucks me over, and I can never get my head round it, are the eyes. I still struggle with the eyes, and I look at guys like Jacob Raymer and Nathan Eakins, and I'm just like, how the hell do these guys do that? Because
it takes such a long time.
I mean, Ian, you'll know. I mean, it's like when you're painting eyes, it's so fucking hard, man. But it's like anything, and a lot of guys say this: it's practice makes perfect. The more you just keep doing it. So, painted head. I got the Gustavo Bautista Ponce. He done the belt. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right.
Yeah.
We always run that risk.
The Mexican dude, man.
Yeah.
I love him.
He's fantastic.
He's fucking brilliant, man. The guys like that in the collecting community are second to none. We need those guys, don't we?
Yeah.
So he done the gun belt, and yes, and then probably that base is probably one of the ones I'm most proud of, really, because that base took me friggin' ages, man, absolutely ages to do, because I've done all the icicle effects on it as well and stuff.
That ice is fantastic, mate. It's just,
and there was but this is it as well with doing custom work, and I've done it many a time, trial and error. I've done the blood effect on that base, and I screwed it right up, you know. And I was like, oh shit, man, I'm gonna have to get the snow back on there, try and get a bit of the blood off, because it just looked shit, you know. And it's being particular with things like that as well, that make the difference with customs, you know, rather than just doing it and saying that'll do. You know, it's not quite right, that'll do. It's being persistent and saying, no, fucking that won't do. So I went back to it, revisited it, took some of the blood off, done the snow over it again, and then tried the blood again. And blood effects like that sometimes can be, well, it's a bit of a random thing. You're flicking the brush to have the blood spatter. But you know, it's never going to spatter exactly how you want it, you know. But as long as you get it, you know, looking reasonably realistic.
And that's always the risk. Like sometimes with a sculpt, I'll paint it, and someone will want blood splatter, and I'm like, look, I can splatter it, not a problem.
Yeah, where it's going to go.
But you can't. Some people will send you a picture of the sculpt you just painted and go, I want blood there. But I want it splattered, and you're like, no, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. Yeah,
I'm literally going to mix up my blood, get a toothbrush, and go like that. Where it lands is where it's landing.
When it's landing. Yeah. I mean, a lot of that is obvious, I suppose, isn't it? But and obviously covering up the bits that you don't want. You know, you don't want blood going over the eyes or whatever. You know, if you're doing it on the face. But
and how on earth did you build that flamethrower?
No, again, see, that's the flamethrowers. What was it called again? I think it's called an M. Is it an M71 or something like that?
Okay.
And it's like it's from like a GI Joe figure.
It's like a sort of World War II kind of.
Yeah. Era. So what it's it is, and again, this is all down to research and that as well. You know, I've done a lot of research on you know what the actual flamethrower was that McCready used. You know, and it was I think it's an M71. I think that's what it's called. I might be wrong in that. But yeah, and I got one of those. Luckily, I got one of those and repainted bits of it. You know, repainted some of the gold areas and some of the silver highlights and stuff, and then done the snow effect on it. So there wasn't, to be fair, there wasn't a lot of work involved in the flamethrower. It actually looked
amazing.
To be fair, it actually looked really good when it came through the post. You know, so.
Yeah, no.
Do you think ages, like obviously when we all started pissing around with figures and that, it was hard to get bits and pieces, and you really had to hunt stuff down.
Yeah.
Do you think now there's more people who like resin print stuff and things like that it's a lot easier? It's such a lifesaver now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've had a couple of little resin print jobs done. From guys, Chris Albright, he done a little job for me for my Justified figure. He created little resin sheriff badges and stuff like that. But bigger stuff as well. You know, I mean, there's all these guys that get involved with 3D printers and that's brilliant. So you know, if you know, okay, it'll cost you a bit of cash, but if you can't find out if there's a specific part that's very that you're never going to find, you know, as a 1/6 scale version, then you're using these guys that do the resin 3D prints and stuff.
Big time.
And so you touched on that I think, you know, when you embark on building a custom figure, you've got to be prepared to splash some cash, because, you know, buying bits separately can add up. And if you need something very specific and somebody's charging this for it, you know, so, you know, they can end up costing, you know, a fair few £100. But you get results like this, then you just, oh, you know what, that's worth it. I mean, you can see it. It's there on the, you know.
Yeah. I'll tell you another little tip as well about mainly with figure building in general, and very much a good example with McCready here was, you know, he's got the jacket on. Underneath the jacket, he's got that hoodie.
Yes.
But what I've done, and I do this with a lot of my figures, is I cut the sleeves off, I cut the arms off, I cut a lot of the baggage off the hoodie, you know, that's not needed. That's I'm never going to display it. I'm never going to show it. So basically, when you put the jacket on, it's all going to hang that little bit better. You know, it won't be so padded out and buffed up. And you know, I think maybe a lot of guys tend. I mean, some guys actually are a bit precious about that, and they think, "Oh no, I don't want to fucking cut my hoodie up. I bought this nice little hoodie. I want to put it on him, and I want him to wear it, and he's going to have the jacket on top, and that's just the way it is, and I'm going to live with it." You know, so a lot of collectors are precious about that type of thing, but I'm not precious about it, because at the end of the day, decide on how you want to display it.
And you've bought that piece knowing that you're going to do that to it, so you're not.
Well, it's similar to, like, I'm not going to knock it because it did me a favour, but it's like the old Sideshow Hoff hand. So you don't see it, and I've had people comment that they've had the figure, didn't even know they had it. There's an actual blue jacket underneath the parka. And when I did my Empire Strikes Back hand, people are like, "Oh, where'd you get the jacket from? Did you get it tailored?" No, it's the one off the Hoff hand. And they're like, "What, the Bespin one?" No, the Hoff hand. He has it underneath his jacket, and they're like, "Oh, fuck me, I had that jacket. I had that, and I got rid of it." Like, it's weird. Six-scale companies do that. They will put stuff on figures sometimes that's underneath stuff that you'd never even think of taking it off.
I've cut the lining out of jackets and stuff like that as well.
I've done that with my Indian.
You know, just to get rid of extra material that's not needed. You know.
You don't see it.
Gives it that realism. I love the jacket. It almost looks like it's sort of frozen, like the pockets are, you know, got a bit crispy. So cold and stuff. So,
and again, Pete, that's just all attention to detail as well. You know, I mean, you know, when I work on a custom, I've got on my computer, I've got a folder that will say McCready, right? And in that folder, I've got, honestly, maybe 70 odd files of pictures that I've saved from the internet. That you know, McCready's actual jacket, you know, the color of it, you know, other pictures that have it, where you can see where the bits of snow lie, and the bits of the bits are frozen and the crevices or whatever, you know. So it's attention to detail. It's just making sure you look at that and just try to emulate that, you know.
Top figure. And then last week at least we have.
I love
this. Well, this was one that was revisited for me twice, in a sense, because the first time. The Pangai again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Pangai.
Yeah, another one.
Pangai Gladiator deluxe version. Out the box looks phenomenal anyway, but I first changed the body on it because the body was a bit shit that it comes with. I changed the body out for some other type of muscle body. And then years down the line, I then developed it into what you're seeing now, which is which I feel so much more better about it now. Because and the main thing about this figure, which is obvious, is really the body swap to a Feason, to a silicon body. And I will say this to any collectors out there. You know, I used to have my doubts about the Feason bodies and whatever, you know, because I always thought, well, they're quite expensive, and do they really look that good? You know, they look a bit, you know, might look a bit plasticky, or what? Not plasticky, but just a bit flat in tone, or whatever. But once I learned how to repaint them, that was a whole different issue. But honestly, I will say this to any collectors out there. once the first Feasting body I got was on Snake Plissken. The second one I got was for my Gladiator figure here, but they are absolutely amazing pieces of little engineering, because what you can do with a Feasting body is it's having one in hand. Is when you really appreciate how good they are, because you can do things like you crunch the shoulders down and crunch the neck into different positions and stuff like that that a normal figure can't do at all. They're very close to what you can do with a real human body.
I think
so there you go. You know, I mean, if I had the money and if I had the inclination and the time, I would change all my figures, whether they're covered in clothes or not. I would change all my figures out to Feastings. To Feasting bodies.
They just when even the natural poses of them and just them standing there. They just, you can get the arms close to the body.
You can get the arms really close to the body.
They stand like a proper body.
There's just so much subtle, movement. You can make them look human.
So so a lot of the paintwork, I never done much paintwork on it, apart from a little bit of weathering and the blood effects, obviously. And I really battle damaged that shield as well, because the shield looks a bit shit. It doesn't look shit. It's actually well sculpted and well designed, and it's actually quite movie accurate as well, which is good. It's all pretty movie accurate. But I weathered, I scratched and hacked away at that shield with Dremels and whatever and stuff, and got the shield looking good. And of course, the finishing touch was my buddy here, Pete, who done the chainmail. Fantastic job, man. So that was one of the things. I had the figure and I was like, I was actually looking at on eBay at chainmail, 1/6 sort of chainmail that you can buy on eBay, and it was like it wasn't proper real chainmail, although it did look quite good, and I was really tempted. And then I seen Pete, I seen you posting some stuff, Pete, I think. And
Gimli for my
that was it, Pete. That was your Gimli. And I thought you're the man. You need to do this for me. So I messaged you, dude, and when you sent me that piece of chainmail and I put it on the figure, and of course the weight of the real chainmail as well pushes the material down and actually makes the material sit better on the body as well, so it's actually working on different levels, and it just sets it off. It makes the figure.
The finishing touch, wasn't it? That it needed.
It's the finishing touch that it looks excellent now. So I'm really happy with that figure now. I won't be revisiting that figure anymore. I'm happy with it.
I think that's done.
It's spot on. It's one of my favourite I've ever seen. It's brilliant.
And the base and the nameplates as well. The base was pretty easy on that one, really. It was just because I just wanted sand. He's in the arena. He's not exactly got a bottle of Jack Daniels next to him or anything. You know what I mean? So I don't need to worry about that. It's just putting the sand effect on, getting the color right for the sand as well. So once I had the gravel stroke sand. I would have sprayed. I think if I remember right, I think I sprayed it with acrylics just to get the color spot on. So it was, and then the nameplates, which I used to do a lot of the nameplates, but I used to use a guy who I think a lot of people know about this thing because I shared a lot of it on Facebook before about going to trophy shops and guys who make who make awards and trophies and cups, and when you go into those little stores, they tend to be able to do stuff like that if you ask them. But the guy I was using, he ended up being a bit of a dick, so I stopped using them, and now I tend to just I don't do the metal nameplates anymore. I tend to just print them, and stick them down onto a piece of a plastic card, which I use. I basically use plastic card again which I get from hobby shops, you know, hobby train shops and stuff, that you can buy stuff in there that, you know, that these guys use to make buildings, scratch build stuff and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
So did the helmet come with this set?
The helmet came with the set, yeah. Frustratingly, that helmet, so a lot of collectors get frustrated because they can't find that helmet, can they?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
But that came with it. But I've done a little bit of repainting on it, more a case of black, a bit of a black wash in the recesses and stuff, and then used those what are they called, Mottaloff. What are they called? A Mottaloff. Oh, I've got one here somewhere. Mottaloff chrome pens, which are fucking amazing. They're really good because they really give a good chrome effect. Yeah, well,
Dave repainted his whole endoskeleton with one of those, didn't he?
I think I remember seeing that. That was really good. Yeah.
Funny, Chris, you remember recently, because I've sold quite a few sets this Chainmail, so you know.
I was going to ask you, have you done okay, mate?
You've done me a solid there, mate, with the pictures, because it just sells it, you know. I've probably done about 10 sets now, so people
brilliant.
Really pleased with it. But it was funny. I think I messaged you, didn't I? Because I put it up on. Somebody said to me, "Oh, you should put it on this 1/6, like a medieval group." To get people interested, and there's one guy. I think he's the guy that runs it or something.
I commented on it as well. I think his name's August Wayne. August. And
he said, "Oh, mate," he goes, "You know, could you not take the time to like make the edges straight and make it?" And I said, "Have you seen the film?" And I sent him a screenshot, and it is all like, you know, they were just given crap to wear. You know, they're expecting them to be slaughtered. And
I think, I got the impression he makes a lot of stuff himself. But but I got the impression he's one of the type of guys who I think he just goes for perfection and everything's clean cut. But no, Pete, I mean that you were spot on there, mate. I mean that's how I like that piece of chainmail, because it would be rugged. He's been in a battle or two, or the chainmail's been in a battle or two.
Yeah, and if you look at
it's hand me down chainmail.
It is. If you look at the arm piece in the film, it's not even it doesn't even go right around his arm. It's kind of like a really badly shaped piece. It's got like a strap round it, you know. So it's really just, you know, cobbled together. So I said, well, you know, that's movie accurate, and that's what, you know, I think makes it. If it was all straight and neat, it wouldn't look right, you know. So
it wouldn't have that. Yeah, it needs to look a bit worn and weathered and torn, you know. So yeah,
brilliant. Well, great. Thanks very much, Chris, for joining us tonight.
And thanks again for having me on, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime.
Yeah, cool.
Anytime.
All right, so I'll let you guys just carry on now.
Cool.
I mean, you're more than welcome to stick about, but if you wanna go, you can. Will let you go, Chris. It's not a problem.
No, I'll head off now, guys.
Cool.
That was great, and it was nice meeting you in a sort of cyber sense. But
we were saying, weren't we? It's weird, like you talk to people hundreds of times, and then you finally actually get to see them properly.
Brilliant. And thanks again, guys, for having me on.
No worries. You. Cheers, Chris. Right. Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Bye.
Cool.
So when did Zach disappear?
He had to go and
he probably messaged, did
he? Drop his daughter off, I think, or pick his daughter up, something like that.
So
that was Chris. Chris is an absolute legend.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So fucking good. So good. It was so good. In fact, we spoke to him for almost an hour and a half.
Wow. Bloody hell,
He's brain for another couple of hours because he's been at this for such a long time, and he works when it comes to this. He's great. Yeah. But anyway, because at some point we do want to go to bed, and we have to work in and all that kind of shit. So
we'll whiz through the rest of it.
We will move through. So we have new releases. So there's not a great deal that's come out, but one thing that did start to ship over the last couple of weeks was the Echo One by Enterbay. It looks so fucking good.
Oh, stunning! That shot of the seat and the dash and everything.
If you told me that was a real car,
yeah,
I'd believe you. I'd 100% believe you.
Definitely.
It is fucking fantastic. It will set you back about $2,000 though at the moment.
Yeah.
The only place I can see it available from for us poor people here in the UK really is eBay at the moment. I think UK retailers will be getting it in soon, but at the moment, when I looked at the prices, the only place it was eBay, and they were all about $2,000.
Wow.
I mean,
shipping direct out.
That's shipped direct to the UK. So I'm not going to say a huge chunk of that is going to be shipping, but a substantial amount is going to be shipping.
A good few hundred, I'd thought.
Yeah, I'd say 200 quid shipping.
200.
The size of it,
definitely.
But it makes me want to go out and the Ghostbusters.
It's stunning, but not something that we're likely to.
I don't think a lot of people are going to have the space for it. No chance. No chance. But
it's about 3 Detolfs wide long, I think. So
it wouldn't even fit in my display case I got for my DeLorean.
No.
It wouldn't even fit that. It's fucking hefty.
Beautiful piece. Congrats if you got one.
Yeah. The rest of us poor mortals. And then we had the cod piece Aquaman. The corn on the cod.
The green giant.
Yeah. So this will cost you £203 plus shipping, and that's from Toys Wonderland. To be fair, it's Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Aquaman. I couldn't remember him being that vibrant in the film, but
no.
I mean, it's not the most offensive figure, but I haven't got any of the other figures, so I've got no interest in it.
I don't have an interest in it either. So.
203 quid. I could do with that, to be honest.
Keep it.
No. And then we have now this I can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is Paul Britton's photos.
Yeah.
So this just apparently started shipping. No notifications, nothing.
No. Shipping. Out of the blue, wasn't it? Yeah.
Just out of the blue. This will cost you £191 from Sideshow, plus shipping and obviously import tax. So you're probably looking at $250 by the time it turns up, $260-ish, something like that. I really like it. First thing I would do though is redo the cloak type stuff.
Yeah. Because
I think at the moment it looks a bit like he's wearing a bin bag.
It covers too much of the armor as well. You want to see more of the,
I don't quite understand. And lots of films have done this, and lots of TV programs. You have an armored character, who then wraps up in cloth. Yeah, and you think, why?
What is that doing for him?
Why? It should be underneath your armor, keeping you warm. But fine. But I mean, it looks badass. I like the guns. Not a big fan of the sabers, to be honest. I'd take them off.
I said that the paintwork on those is a bit ropey, but
but overall, and plus, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense to him have loads of sabers because. If he's come out the Sarlacc pit, at that point, there's not a lot of Jedi about. I mean, he's still Jedi and hiding all over the place, but unless he's specifically gone and hunted those people down.
Well, I think he must have done because he's made the little loops on his belt, especially for him.
Yeah, so I mean, it would be nice to know because obviously the mythos stuff to do with Boba Fett after Return of the Jedi, there's loads of different comics and all sorts. And he's in and out Sarlacc pits like no man's business. Telepathically linked to one at some point, and so there's all kinds of shenanigans. But I really like it, and I think if you've got a load of Boba Fett's, you've kind of got to pick this one up. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what mods you could do to it. I know people have been complaining about the backpack because it's the same backpack design that the Hot Toys one do, the Sideshow one does. Little tip: get earth magnets. If you got the Hot Toys one, the earth magnets will stick to the backpack and the back of the armor anyway because they've got metal pieces in them. I'm not sure about the Sideshow one, but just tape it with a bit of Gorilla Tape. Two earth magnets, one to each bit, and then just click it on with an earth magnet. That's what I do on all my Boba Fett's. Saves you fannying around.
Well, otherwise you got
stupid clips.
You got to tip him upside down, and then
tip him upside down, angle him, pray to whatever your god is. It's just shocking.
Yeah.
And we got this. Is this the right one? That doesn't look like the Hot Toys one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
It's fucking hideous. So we got the Hot Toys Newt Scamander from. Do you remember that film? Probably about 5 odd years ago. Crimes of Grindelwald, whatever.
That old. It was about a year and a bit ago.
I don't know.
It wasn't very good.
£212 plus shipping. I mean, fill your boots if you want it, but
no,
not for me. I think if Hot Toys had taken the Harry Potter films, people would be...
definitely. This is just too niche. I think they've not been great, the 2 films, and
no, I think they were expecting the films to be way more widely received, and people don't want it. They want more.
I don't think we'll see any more figures from this. They've got the Johnny Depp one, haven't they? But I presumably will come out. But I think that's probably.
I think Hot Toys have got it so that whatever Johnny Depp's in, they have to release a figure of.
Yeah, I think so.
I think regardless, he could turn up dressed as a dog turd in the film and they'll fucking make it.
Yeah.
But so like I say, it was pretty on new releases. It was pretty it was pretty scant, but we've had some good upcoming releases. So this popped up the other day, which is a GY Toys Johnny number 5. It was posted in a couple of the groups. Now they do a 1/12 scale that's been out for donkey's years, for about 5 or 6 years.
Right.
But this was a 1/6 scale Johnny number 5. Cannot find any information about this whatsoever, so I'm hoping that it wasn't some sort of sick joke, because I've wanted a Johnny number 5 for ages.
Well, so that's what the question is, because don't all the pictures have 1/12 on them?
No, you see the one
on the left.
On the one on the left. Was it? I think the one on the left was 1/6. The others, the ones in black, are from the 1/12 they've done.
Okay, so I picked them up, and obviously you can see by the can that's the smaller size.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So you can get robot kits and stuff like that, which are 1/6 scale, but they're all RC kits and stuff. But this was a proper chromed up. It looked bollocks, and I was thinking, I've got to try and pre-order that. Nothing. Couldn't find any fucking not a sausage about it. So I'll keep an eye on that one. And then we had 1/6 kit again. Lots of companies seem to be posting lots of really cool updates of bits and pieces. No actual fucking information. This came up on the 1/6 kit Facebook page, and these are actual fully articulated molded arms for your Doctor Strange that are magnetized on the back. What I thought was a little bit strange. So he put this video up of him with it on the back, and he must have been eating like a fucking apple for a tennis racket, because all you could hear was him fucking chewing away while he's doing it. But what I thought was strange was he's had people going, when's this about? When's it on pre-order? When's it about? Fucking didn't answer anyone. No. So fuck knows when this is out, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, if you want your many arms of Bishnu type look, then fair enough.
Interesting one.
This is another one that came out on the 12 days of Sideshow, which is a premium format Emperor's Guard. So they haven't put up a price for this yet. I quite like the look of it, but I can't see why anyone would just have a premium format Emperor's Guard. No. Because the premium format Emperor isn't sitting in a throne or anything. He's fucking throwing some force lightning. It's just, so I don't get it.
I think it's a tough one, because even like you can't justify the 1/6 ones. You got to buy 2 of them. They're very basic figures, and they were what 150, 200 quid each. This fucker's going to be twice that. It's just an odd one, isn't it? Of all the figures they could be making,
and they never really stand directly behind the Emperor anyway.
No,
ever. They're always like in the peripheral vision. So
they're more out. A lot wider, aren't they? Like where the sort of doors come into the room.
Room. Yeah, they're just an odd choice. I mean, with the 1/6 scale, you could get some red material, get someone to 3D print you the other bits, and you could do one for probably less than 90 quid.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a no. I don't collect statues, but I mean, look good. It looked pretty good, but just not for me. And then we have finally, they're starting to ship.
Mine's on its way.
Yeah, you've got yours. It's the Super Mad Hunter D. KG Hobby of this for £88 at the moment.
Yeah, that's where mine's coming from.
Yeah, so not a bad price. I think the scope's pretty good. And have you decided which scope you want to have?
Not yet. No, I'll wait till they. I think essentially they're exactly the same. One's looking to the left and got a little bit of blood on the temple. So I'll.
Such a weird choice for them to do that. You expect them to actually kind of big it up a bit, wouldn't you? Or they'll just change it. If you're going to go battle damage, then battle damage. Yeah, don't make them look another way.
Yeah, I think originally like the promo was more battle damaged, and that was the one that looked stronger. But I'll wait till I get it in hand. And actually, I think I've stuck the indie hat on. I think it looks pretty good, and I don't know. I think it's a stronger likeness than the TFA ham one that I've got on my.
Oh, I think so.
Kings of the Crystal Skull indie. So I should be doing that. So, and I think there's quite a few of us in the indie collecting groups that are doing the same. The only reason we're buying this, and then I'll look to move them on for a reduced price with just one head. Do
you think that head's going to get absolutely caned? Like recasters are going to get hold of it, and
probably because
I think so.
Superman. It's not like it's Hot Toys or anything. There's probably not any great security there. And
to be fair, they've probably taken liberties somewhere else as well.
Well, yeah, I think so. I don't think it has. Some people saying it's a recast of the TFA. It's definitely
no chance. No,
it's very different, and I think a lot stronger. But I think it will. Once people cotton on that people want it for indie, then I think we'll see some recasts and stuff. But I mean, the thing's cost me 90 quid.
Can't complain, can you?
I'll take one of the heads that I like and move it on for 60 quid. And
the body because it looks a bit more. It looks like a bit chunkier than standard body.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, if there's any gut, it's just padding because the one in the box there looks fairly thing. And someone swapped the body.
Why they've got it posed.
Yeah, someone swapped the body and it looks very much like the old DX05 body. So it's like a muscle body thing. So and some they swapped it out. But I mean, I don't need that. As I say, I'll literally be taking one of the heads out and moving it on for
give moving straight on.
Give someone a bargain. For that. And, so that's cool. So it's on its way. So hopefully that'll be in next week, and I can get the Dremel out and start working on that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
Cool.
Can never get enough indie, mate. Me.
No. And then this was shown. This shown a couple of days ago. This is the Fire Toys John Wick. At the moment, I've only seen it on eBay, and it's £120. £120 plus shipping, and it's out Q3 2020. It's definitely a recast.
Yeah,
straight up recast. I think of the Hot Toys.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty good, but obviously that's the Hot Toys picture that they're showing. So fuck knows what you actually get.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like you got no idea.
No. So, and to be fair, I think with all the John Wick sculpts out and all the black suits and all the weapons and stuff, is there any point in having a knockoff of that figure?
Really,
because you can put it together fairly cheap anyway. I mean, people were knocking up John Wick figures before the Hot Toys one came out. I don't particularly think the Hot Toys one did that well because everyone already had a fucking John Wick.
Yeah.
So
that suit looks shiny as fuck.
It does, doesn't it?
Cheap polyester suit, It's it doesn't look
great.
Is this the same as Fire Toys or is this different Fire Studios?
Exactly the same. So they're the ones who layer. And I think they've done a Catwoman as well.
And they look okay on the pictures, but I don't know anyone that's ever had that layer in hand to see whether it's actually any good or not.
No, because that's the problem. They use Hot Toys pictures, so you kind of go, "Oh, that's going to look brilliant." Then you turn up with a bag of shit. But I don't know anyone who's actually had one. So
no. So
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah. And then this is the big one.
Yeah.
So Hot Toys are reissuing the Mark 47.
Yeah.
So a first batch of this will cost you £444.55,
which is an absolute bargain.
Yep, compared to the price it has been.
Exactly.
And second batch is £296, and it is out Q4 2020 to Q1 2021. Now, there's a lot of shit going on in the groups about this. Now, I don't even like the way it's called a reissue, because these aren't limited figures, right? They're not limited. They're collectibles. There's a big difference. Like 100% agree with what Dean was saying the other day. There's a big difference between collectible figures and limited edition. This isn't limited edition. They've literally, even calling it a reissue, they're not even reissuing it. They're just making more.
Making more of them,
They're just carrying on. And my big issue with Hot Toys in general is the fact that they've got one other person who's their official distributor for America and the UK and all of that, which is Sideshow.
Yeah.
So when people go, Hot Toys aren't actually that expensive, because at Secret Base they're like £150 each. Obviously Iron Man are a bit more. That's fine. 100% agree with them. That's the base price. Then Sideshow add that bit on. Then whoever, say Toy Wonderland, add their bit on. Everyone adds their chunk on, which ups the prices to what we get, then taxes and all of that. Now,
you've got to ship it to us, and
then you got shipping, and then that's how we end up with £200-300 figures. Now, any cunt who was selling this for like £800-900,
I saw it listed for 1,500 the other day.
Yeah, wankers, and you're a fucking idiot for paying it, right? Whoever pays it is a twat.
That's what's driven it, isn't it? People have been paying that.
But it's the age-old thing of supply and demand. If people are going to pay it, then the price is going to shoot up like that. But we've got to remember what we collect. They're 1/6 scale figures. They're not limited edition. Why are people getting so bent out of shape about this? At the end of the day, like Rainer said, if you take the gamble. If you buy one of these for like £800-900, you're taking that gamble that they're not going to reissue it. I don't think they should. I don't think they should have bought more out and not included bits. Fuck that. It's just a continuation of the run, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, it might have been a smaller run, but they never said it was a numbered, limited edition.
They don't do anything apart from like Toy Fair exclusives, other than. If they wanted to, they could go back to figures that were released like 2 years ago and just go, right, I'm just going to carry on.
Of course they could.
Because they don't tell you how many figures are released in a line.
No.
They don't tell you how many they made of it. So they could have a storeroom full of like another 50,000 for all we know. We don't they don't tell us. So why are people getting the ump? It's not like statues where they're limited to like 50, 60, 70, 80.
Yeah.
So I just don't.
It's like with the dick. I always wonder how many dicks or fives are out there, because I must have parted out about half of them.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. Like they're not limited editions.
No.
They were limited to like 200 pieces worldwide. 100% get why people.
Yeah, because someone could have justifiably said, "I've bought that as an investment," and you would expect the price to go up, but it's not. And all right, as everybody said, sometimes you can make money on figures, but don't buy them as an investment, because
if Hot Toys sold their products directly in the different regions, the prices would fall, because you wouldn't have that markup. That markup would disappear.
It's a monopolising the
disappear. You'd still have to pay shipping, but you'd be paying shipping within your own country. You would not be paying for that second and third person. They're gone. They're out of it. You're buying direct from Hot Toys. It just mind boggles how people get the ump about this. It really does, because it's just insane. They're not limited. Why is everyone getting a fucking ump about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck them, Pete.
And if you spent that much money on that figure, then you can't miss that money. You've justified yourself that was worth £800. Well, you must have the spare cash ultimately to pay for that. So you've made that choice. Don't cry about it.
And anyone who buys these things has investments. You're a cunt.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it just go invest in property or something like that. Not fucking dollies.
No, I think at best you can, most stuff will hold its value, but it's not gonna make you money.
No.
It's better than Cars in that respect because
I think
But
I think the only 1/6 scale thing I've bought that has increased in value since I bought it, and I mean increased a fair bit, is the DeLorean. That's it. That's about everything else has crept up a bit, but we're not talking £100-200 more than I bought stuff before.
No.
It's just
but that what's the DeLorean go for? 900,000, 1,000, something like that. More.
I wish if it went for 900,000, Pete, it would be packed up.
No. Sorry, £900 or 1,000. How many? What does it go for now?
About 900 to 1,000.
Yeah, okay. And it was what 600
when it came out, it was about 5. I bought it for 7.
Wow.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So and to be fair though, it's one of those pieces you buy and you wouldn't buy to ever sell it.
No, and it doesn't look like they'll ever bring out the part 2 one. So it is it's a one of a kind. They're never going to make another run of that. I don't think.
No,
it's the same.
But then if they did, I wouldn't get the arsehole about it.
No, because you justified it. I want that to keep, and I will pay 700.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like
I bought it at a price I wanted, and I've got no intention of fucking shifting.
You didn't buy it to think it's going to be worth 1,000 in 2 years, and I'll sell it.
No. If you buy something to think I'm going to get my money back or more when I come to move it on, then you're in the wrong business. This ain't this game ain't for you, pal.
No,
but anyway,
buy what you love. That's
exactly like whores and cocaine.
And then but just don't run them over.
No, I was a bit. Now, if I was coming to see Manny in Texas, just like Damien, I'd be scared. I would be scared because I'd either be thinking I'm going to get run over and my head smashed in after I've been made to have sex with him in a car.
In an alleyway between some buildings. Yeah,
in an alleyway. Or I was thinking it's going to be more like or he puts the lotion on his skin. It's just Manny at the top of a well.
Yeah.
At the bottom, having to put lotion on him.
Yeah.
While Manny dances around with his dick tucked between his legs.
Yeah, and then shortly after he whips out a picture of what could look like a man with a massive pair of jugs. I thought this guy's got different. He's got new levels to him that I didn't realise.
No, I didn't. I did not either. I don't go, Damien. But if you do, make sure lots of people know where you are.
Stay safe.
Take a rape whistle or something. You're going to get turned inside out. Right. Anyway. Right, TV, film, games, and all that. There's not been a great deal.
Right. I must admit, I've not watched either of these trailers. So you're on your own, mate.
So I have. New Mutants looks all right. It looked pretty good. Apparently, it's the X-Men pretty much. But they're not X-Men. They're New Mutants. It's been confirmed that this ties in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well.
So is that anything to do with that like little sort of commune of youngsters that Logan finds at the end of that movie?
No.
Okay.
No, because this I don't think is Fox. I think this is Marvel Studios.
Okay.
It looks pretty good, to be fair. It looks pretty dark.
Yeah.
It's got Maisie Williams in. Sansa. Is it Sansa?
No, Arya.
It's got little Arya.
Yeah.
Although she ain't so little anymore. It looks pretty good, to be fair. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably not going to watch a lot of trailers and stuff. I just want to. She got
the bone in season 8, so she's not so young.
She's fair game now.
Definitely, mate.
And then we had the Morbius trailer. Now this I'm looking forward to. It looks really good.
So who's this guy then?
So did you ever see Morbius in Spider-Man? The cartoons and comics and stuff?
Probably, but I can't remember.
So it was quite interesting because in the comics, Marvel weren't allowed to introduce. Well, no comic was allowed to introduce like monsters at the time.
Right.
This was years ago, like many years ago, with his very first appearance. So that's right. They weren't there. It wasn't monsters. It was the undead. zombies, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, really? Okay, right.
Yeah, they apparently they weren't allowed.
Like
it was
an
on
anti-religion kind of thing.
Oh, fuck knows. It was on that Fat Man podcast thing, but the comic book shop he does, there's a program about it, and they were talking about Morbius on there. And so to get round it, they made Morbius the living vampire. So the idea is in the comics, he's not been bit by a vampire.
Right.
It's a blood disease that turns him into a vampire. So they got around it that way.
He's not dead.
No, so in this trailer, it looks like he's a doctor or something. He's got a blood disease or something that's incurable. Now he wanders into a cave and there's all bats and shit, and then he gets powers, and then right at the end you see him turn to the camera and he's all fucked up. It looks quite good. I'm up for watching it, and I think he got a bit of a bad rap after playing the Joker. So it would be interesting to see what he can do when he's not being an arsewipe clown thing. Yeah. Because that was a terrible.
I like his music.
His music?
Yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars.
I didn't even realise that was him.
Yeah. He's the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars. Yeah.
Didn't even realise that.
Yeah.
So he's up in my estimation.
Yeah.
By a lot. Not by a lot. And I know we have a slide for it, but I just finished watching the second series of Titans last night.
Oh, I just started it. So
the second two or the first?
Second season, yeah.
Yeah, really good. Because the first series was all right, and I quite liked it. It was okay. But the second series is really good. Deathstroke is mental.
Oh yeah, I've just seen him. I watched the first two with my mate last night. So it's when he got shown the suit.
It's the bollocks, and obviously Nightwing and all that turn up, and it's just fantastic. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, really good. So yeah, that was a little side note. Yes, group shenanigans. Now this one, I didn't. This made me laugh a fair bit. So I felt a bit bad for this guy to begin with. Effectively, this fella. And we should probably start blurring names out, to be honest.
I know. I thought maybe.
But so I didn't really get what was going on. So he, so what he did was, there we go. So what he did was he won a raffle somewhere. The prize turned up. It was a Batman versus Superman Batman, or Tactical Batman, I think it was. It was one of the Batman. It's irrelevant because we never know. And the top of the box was crushed.
Yeah.
He was kicking off, saying that he likes his boxes pristine, he likes his shippers pristine, he likes everything pristine, and that the people who ran the raffle weren't helping him out at all. They were just saying, you won a raffle, we can't really do much, just sort off. So I was a bit like, well, it's not quite cricket. They should at least just swap it or whatever. And I just made the comment of, what's the figure like? Is it fucked? Because all the fuss he was making, putting posts online, the way he was carrying on, and he came back and said, I don't know, I haven't checked the figure. So, sorry, what? You've
not even opened the box.
You haven't even opened how the fuck what? And he was like, well, to be honest, if I open it up and it's damaged, then I've got to take responsibility for that, and I don't think they're going to help me anyway. I was like, what is it, like fucking Schrodinger's Batman? Is it?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Is it there? Isn't there? Is it damaged?
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with people these days? Like, you got it as a raffle. So, and he's like, well, people are going, well, you've won this as part of a raffle. They've had their money. The shops had their money for that figure, so they should refund you the full price of the figure. No. You bought a raffle ticket. You bought a piece of paper for like a $5.
Yeah.
Right. You've won with that ticket, and that you've swapped that ticket.
Yeah. There's no sale of contract there. Or
no. You've bought a piece of paper. You've been sent a figure.
Yeah.
Right. If I enter a raffle, I am not saying I've won that figure for a $5. Ultimately, I've spent a $5 and got a figure. but I've bought a raffle ticket. I've not bought the fucking figure.
No.
So the shop, really, I can see why they weren't really being that helpful, because the way the guy was carrying on was that the world had ended because he had a bit of a broken box.
Yeah.
Now,
and he's not even bothered to look if the figure's okay.
No. Now, if the figure was absolutely destroyed, 100%, they should just replace it.
Yeah.
Now, if I was the shop, I'd probably like, look, send me it back. I will send you a new one if I have a new one, or you can pick something else.
Yeah.
But to not even check the figure, like, why? Since when is a cardboard box such a showstopper?
Yeah.
It was so far the last couple of weeks there'd not been much online that I'd thought, oh, what the fuck is going on with the world? But this was just, you know what I'm saying, leaves you speechless.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me being a moany, miserable shitbag like I normally am, but I don't know. What do you think of it, Pete? Because I was.
And it's funny because then there was someone else that commented that they've got shelving in their garage and they put all the shipper boxes on it. I mean, what?
Yeah. No. Yeah. He specifically made.
Yeah. Made shelf. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you're just putting shelves up because you want somewhere to store it, fine. But to specifically go out your way,
like a gallery of them, and you'll go out to your garage and walk around and look at them and go, "Oh, look,
yeah,
it's got hot toys on it." Wow.
I don't get the fascination with shipper boxes anyhow, because you don't. If you buy your figures straight from Hong Kong, you won't get a shipper box.
Yeah, it's funny because when I first,
and then some cunt try and knock you down when you try and sell it, going to a shipper box.
No, it
doesn't come with one.
Dan Moss has become a celebrity on the back of this.
He has, the shipper box king.
But yeah, it's nonsense, and the thing is, it's like I got when I bought my Asmus Samwise from TNS, and no, it wasn't. I forget. It wasn't TNS. They didn't have any, but whoever it was came from China, or whatever. It looked like the box had been folded in half, and I was like, "Oh man!" But I opened it up, and all the everything was fine. Obviously the blister pack had all been crushed and everything. And I thought to myself, do I want the hassle of sending it back? I'm not gonna. It's only gonna go up in the loft anyway. I'm not gonna sell it on. And I messaged them, and they gave me like $20 back or something. So I was quite happy with that. But my first thought is the figure all right? Because that's what I've bought.
Yeah,
I haven't bought. Exactly. I'm never going to display that box.
It was like that Thanos. So it turned up with just in the shipper with a single piece of bubble wrap around it.
Yeah.
Dent in the shipper, and I was like, so if I was that guy, I'd be going, fucking unacceptable, send it back, get rid of it, without even opening it. I was like, the figure's fine. Everything else has done what it's meant to. Now, don't get me wrong, it's an art box. People have put effort into designing it, making it fantastic, but it's still ultimately a box. You're still spending that money mostly for the figure. Like,
to me, I mean, like yourself, I'm quite happy buying loose figures most of the time, because to me, the box is only necessary if you're going to sell it on.
Yeah, I don't know. My boxes are up in my loft.
Yeah, all of them. Exactly. Yeah. And you keep them because if you decide you want to sell a figure on, you know that you've got a much bigger market if you've got the box.
It's also convenient to send in the box.
Correct. So,
what you
but to me, if I can buy a loose figure for 30, 40 quid less without the box, boom, I'm there every time. I don't care.
It's funny as well. If I won a figure and it turned up with a damaged box, I wouldn't have the bollocks to complain about it.
No.
I'd just be like, oh, fucking Royal Mail, you dickheads.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be kicking off to the extent this fella was.
No.
Mind-boggling. And normally I'm up for a good argument, but I was just like, I just don't have the energy at all.
No.
I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I had to double check.
So do we know yet whether the figure's all right?
No, because I actually unsubscribed. I didn't want to know. He was like, well, I'm not even going to check. I take responsibility. I was like, yeah, you're a dick. I'm not doing this.
As you said, we'll leave it in Schrodinger's hands, and it is both perfect and completely fucked at the same time.
OSR, they love all that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking unreal. Anyway, so custom corner. We have got quite a bit going on in the custom world lately. So Mr. Moss is sending me one of these to do. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Oh, really? Wow.
The Marco Art Grimacing Thanos scoped and clicking gauntlet. So you get 2 gauntlets, the 2 damaged infinity gauntlets. One that clicks, and you get this like grimacing type head, smiley, frowny type head. It looks really good. Now I don't know if they've just kind of 3D scanned in the Hot Toys head and just messed around with it, but it looks really good.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it looks,
and depending on how good it is, like the head and stuff, if they do them separately, I might pick one up.
Yeah, I was just asking if you attempted.
But yeah, this I think looks really good. This Marco guy has come out of nowhere over the last sort of 6 months, and he's knocking out, because he did some Doctor Strange arms. He did the burnt Tony stuff. There we go. He's been doing this. he's killing it. He's doing really well.
Stuff, yeah.
Yes.
Where's he based out of? Is he?
I have no idea.
No.
No, he's not UK based or American based.
No.
I think Steve originally showed me a lot of his stuff. So because he mainly does model kits, but he's going to do in 1/6 parts.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, he's very good. So I'm most impressed by that. And then Steve sent this one over, which is the Lego 7, the Child. We're talking about on the Collecting Weekly. Now it looks like you get the head, feet, hands, and a whole roast chicken.
Yeah,
I think it looks pretty good, but obviously this is like a traditionally sculpted thing. I'd like to see what other companies do with 3D printing and stuff like that. But to be fair, normally his stuff is really good. All the photos I've seen have kind of been this weird black and white. I don't quite know why, but it'd be interesting to see a painted one. And well,
I'm going to go out and say something really controversial here. I love the Mandalorian, but actually couldn't give a shit about this Baby Yoda child thing. Everyone's gone like absolutely batshit for it.
I think,
and
he hides him a lot, doesn't he? He just shoves him in the wrist a lot. So he doesn't actually do a great deal. He pops up now and again with a few force do-wackies. I mean, I think he's all right, but I don't.
I've got no interest in owning a figure of him. That's
what I can see happening is Hot Toys will release a DX set with the Mandalorian in his Beskar armor with the jetpack, the whole lot, and you'll get a Baby Yoda. It will all come as one pack. There's one thing. They won't fuck about. But what we've got to remember though is that shit ain't going to come out till like 2022.
No.
The current, the only Hot Toys Mandalorian figure you can get is coming out in 2022. By that point, the second series would have been gone.
Yeah, they're saying 2022 for the second series, aren't they?
This year, I thought. I didn't think it was 2022.
Okay.
I'm getting another series this year.
All right, okay.
So by the time it comes out, we would have had 2 series. It's another version of the Mandalorian that we're going to want by.
He could have gone through many different versions of his armor by then, couldn't he?
Anyone who's knocking out customs of Baby Yoda, if they're knocking out armor sets for the Mandalorian, now's the time, because 2 years, you can knock your own one up. You've got it in your collection for 2 years before the Hot Toys one turns up. Then you just cherry pick the bits you want. To me, that's what I want to do. I mean, I've got a load of stuff I want to get Sean to do for me, and a full Mandalorian kit is on that list.
Right, cool. I mean, the thing is, it's quite mind blowing. It opens up. There's so many possibilities, isn't it? I'm trying to think of stuff that I want, and you kind of like, my
mind went blank, and then I looked at my Back to the Future stuff. And right, I've been saying for years I want a Biff. I want a George McFly. Never seen a 1/6 Biff or George McFly.
So you now be looking at sourcing 1950s clothing.
Biff's easy. It's jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
George McFly's a suit.
Yeah,
it's a piece of piss. So if once I've sorted you out for the clothing set, and I've got my Python body freaks, I think I'm gonna do the same as you. I'm hitting Sean up big time for stuff.
Yeah,
because he's so reasonable. And there's all sorts I want, so I can.
I'm in for that Lando sculpt. I'm trying to get hold of a sideshow.
So for anyone listening who doesn't know, Auxiliary, which is the Facebook page for the Collecting Weekly network, if you're not on it, I suggest you join. It's really good.
Definitely.
So every month, because Watto is sponsoring Collecting Weekly for like a good few months, he is doing Sculpt of the Month. So he posts up, or Zach posts up choices. So this month was Lando, a crispy Anakin from episode 3. Poe, Damien, whatever, Poe, and who was
Dameron. Yeah, from Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker.
Who was the last one? There was 4, weren't there?
Yeah. No, that was it. It was just the 3.
Was it just the 3?
Yeah, just the 3. Yeah.
Okay. And Lando won. Which, don't get me wrong, I like Lando, but I would be interested to see how many people have access to Lando's clothing.
Correct, yeah.
Because that's the only thing that's going to stop me from ordering it. I don't have a sideshow Lando, and I'm not paying £200 for a sideshow Lando just to get clothes, which I've had before.
Yes.
So, I think I voted for Anakin because more people have a Vader. You
could put it on the Vader. Yeah.
Even Poe, I think, would be easier to do than Lando.
Yeah. And if you're doing him from the last movie, you just get a Nathan Drake sort of outfit and stick the head on. I get what you mean. I'm having a punt. I've found a loose one and I've got a bid in, but if it doesn't work out, then I'll leave it. But if I get lucky, then I'll get one of the sculpts. And
I'd only want to spend 80 quid at the most.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I am with that as well. So under 100 is my.
To be fair, if you could get someone to knock you up the cape and the shirt, you're there.
Yeah, because black trousers,
the belt.
Yeah, but the belt looks shit anyway. I'll probably knock up a leather one or something, So
you only need 3 bits from the set.
Yeah,
otherwise, black trousers and some heel shoes, which I'm sure you can get.
Yes, yeah. So it might still be a goer anyway.
Yeah, possibly.
I've got some black leather, so I might try and make a leather belt.
Yeah. So as we alluded to earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I never thought I'd have to type this. So one thing I want to do. So I've got these awesome Darth Talon head sculpts, and as you can see by the picture, she is bright red. So I've been looking at ways to dye a Python body. Now there is a figure, a Python body that is already red, and that belongs to this figure. Yeah, it belongs to a figure called Python did it called the Purgatory.
Right.
It's this red devil woman with these big fuck off wings that come off and on. Problem is, to get that over here, it's about 150 quid. That's a lot for a body, and I've still got to apply tattoos.
That's just for the body, not the whole figure.
That's the whole figure, but you can't sell them. No one's going to buy them.
No.
Red hands. No one's going to want a weird red devil face.
No.
So you're stuck with all of it. I think the guys in the States can get them a lot cheaper.
Right.
Over here, the cheapest I've seen is about 150.
Then
you still got to apply the tattoos. So I was thinking, right, I'll have to try and dye a normal body. But I don't. As we've discussed, pythons are expensive. So luckily, what they do is they give you a little bag of penises. And luckily, it's sent a few over the years. And I've got bags of them because of the... Normally, I just throw them away because of the bodies I've got. So I thought, okay, I'll have to try and experiment on a tiny dick. So
is your wife aware of what you've been doing?
I showed her. I was like, just full discretion here. This is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So, pigments like this that are just powders. The issue I've got is that they're mainly used for makeups and things like that.
Yeah.
All got some kind of glitter in, which is...
Oh, really?
Now, applied it on with a brush, left it overnight, rinsed it off in the morning. A lot of it came off, but it stayed on the dick. and none came off on my hands. The only problem is it's not bright red. It goes like it just looks like a very sore penis. So I'm going to have to look at trying to dye it. No idea how. So one other option I'm going to have to try and do for when I come to do my Talon, because because the deal I've got is that he sends 2 sculpts, I keep one, I send him back the other, and I'm working the Talon through. When I come to do mine, I think I'm just going to have to get a normal jointed body, actually paint it and hide the bits, and maybe not a traditional Daft Talon, but something a bit different.
Well, the costume's not set in stone anyway, is it? So you can kind of take some liberties with it, I think.
I was looking, and to be honest, I'm never comfortable with like half naked.
No.
In a way, because it just doesn't. I don't think it helps anyone in the hobby.
it doesn't. It doesn't. No.
If they are bright red and an alien, So I think that's something we have to put on the back burner for mine. If anyone has any idea how to dye these fucking things, let me know, because I know I talked to Chris about it before. But it's just painful. A painful process. Yes,
definitely. The only person I know that's done a lot of them is Dario Barbero, because he obviously does them for his Conan custom.
I think he uses pigments again, and I think he uses more flesh-coloured ones.
Yes,
because on my I think it's down there on my ash, because weathering powder with the pigments. Everything I've weathered up with that is stuck on, stayed, not gone.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
If you really, really grind it, it will come off on your hand.
Yeah.
Not doing that. But with a full body, you are going to rub the body when you move. So
you can't,
it's causing me more bother than I thought it would. But
I believe you're receiving Dean's mystery sculpts.
I am. I'm receiving. I'll tell you.
Have you had to sign like an NDA?
I have. Yeah. I'll tell you, the commission stuff has started to come in thick and fast. I've got on the block, which I've got there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 on the block, and then I've got another 2 after that are just waiting to be done, and there's another, I think, 3 or 4 coming in the post.
Okay.
I think one fella sent me 4 or 5 to do, just around. Yeah, so I'm quite busy with the painting, to be fair.
Back on the treadmill,
yeah, which is handy because big way I've managed to stay in this hobby is through the commissions.
Correct.
I don't know what happened, because for a good year or so, I wasn't getting a lot compared to.
Well, I think Ox has really helped, hasn't it? It's brought you like your name out to, because you're getting quite a lot of stuff over from the States, aren't you? And
well, that's only Zach and Dean. And I just to cover the postage, and I'll paint. I enjoy painting, so for mates like you and everyone else, it's not a problem.
No,
that's the perk of being a mate. You just postage and sort of. But I think a few of the UK based painters have kind of either wound it in, other stuff that they're doing. So
but it can't. I mean, this can't harm as well. If somebody's watching the YouTube vid and they think, "Oh, actually, I didn't know Ian did painting and stuff." So I think it's there's got to be some sort of positive
it has
effect to that as well. It's good. It's good.
The thing is, I'm at the point now where my actual normal day job takes up a lot of time, and stuff. So I could probably get two days a week to paint. So it's a case of trying to bash out what I can.
But then it allows you to afford little luxuries like this.
Yeah, I mean, because to begin with that I was like, right, I'm not gonna do it, and I kept thinking, no, I've got to fucking do it. And then I was thinking, right, well, just get the clothing set. Don't fuck about with the body.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there tonight going, I have to get a fucking body as well. As well. Just for the height, purely for the height, because Harry was quite tall.
Yes.
And and it saves the ankle extenders and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got any word on this? Because it is.
So, what body are you going with? If you
I'll probably end up going with the Python like I've got on my Ash.
Yeah.
Skinny one.
Yes, that's what I'm going with. It's the same one that we used for Hicks.
Yes.
So it's quite a skinny one, but it's tall enough. And I think, although it's all covered.
Either, I don't think.
Sorry?
Not that expensive either.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the one I'm using is the one that when I bought that Henry Jones, he was on that body. And it didn't work for him at all with the suit. So I just put him on a normal body. So I got it spare. And I just want it for the articulation, really. Because obviously you're not seeing the joints anyway.
It's the general body shape.
It is. It just looks right. And as we know, with Harrison, quite a key feature is he's got very sloped shoulders.
Yeah.
So with, like Chris was saying, you can push those shoulders down and really get that jacket kind of hanging off the shoulders. Hopefully, I mean, the last estimate was the 15th, which is obviously yesterday. I think that's gone, but obviously it's very close. They've only got 3 people that haven't paid, but they're not holding up. Because all along I've said, well, that's not going to hold up production, isn't it? She's not going to wait till every person's going to pay. No, they're ready. They're all more or less ready to go, I think.
She must know. She's got 3 people that haven't paid.
Yeah.
And all she has to really do is if they don't pay, go, okay, okay, I've got 3.
Keep your deposits.
People go like that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what someone suggested is that she sends them to, she's taken the deposits, that they get held back. So if anyone gets lost or there's any sort of damage, then there's a replacement there. Yeah. There's option, but I don't know why people can't just. They've had so long to pay up for it. The final payments start being taken back in September, October.
Yeah, and if you've already paid a deposit, why would you not pay up?
No, exactly. So
it's jammed. It's caught everyone off guard.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping maybe next week that these will ship. Really looking forward to it. And I've got on. So what are you doing? You gonna just stick with one indie? So you're gonna take other bits from the one you've got already, like the boots.
Yeah, so I'll take the boots. I'd compare my holster to the one in that set and see which one I
prefer. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Then the rest of it, I will just either put on the groups or keep hold of it, just because my shirt has got a sleeve missing because I was using it for.
Yeah.
So I might chuck it up on the groups and see if anyone wants it. But I'm thinking if I've bought this set, I might just keep it as
obviously,
and maybe sell the holster that I've got.
Yeah, it'd be nice to keep it as a set, I think. And obviously, what I'll do is, as I said, when I get it and I send you your set, I'll send you the bag strap for the satchel as well.
Yeah. So, it's not so much. It's not even the strap so much. It's the fucking great buckle.
Buckle's huge, isn't it? But I'll send you a strap because it's it should be a lighter. For the Raiders one is a lighter, more like you might like the belt there. So so I've got the Firesync body. Obviously, I've got a V3 as it's being called. Inigo. I don't know when that's obviously closed. The pre-orders on that. I imagine we're still going to be 2-3 months before we get the sculpts.
Because that's another like the scopes. I love my smiling one.
Yeah. I still think it's the strongest.
I think it looks
Harrison
the most
Ford like this. I mean, hopefully the new one's going to look spot on, but I think of the existing ones, the smiling is the best. Representation of Harrison, definitely.
Yeah,
great.
So
great
the scope matches in with the Python body.
Yeah. Yes.
Because the Python bodies are a bit grey.
Yeah.
Because of the powder they put on it. So, but mind you, if I get some meths, I can probably take that powder.
Oh,
off.
you could take the powder will come off, and they do brighten up a bit after that, so that's not a problem. I'm using I've got a so I will. Funny enough for me, actually be making a new indie figure. I've got some DXO5 boots and satchel and bits and pieces, so I'm all good to go. and I'm working on a base, a sand base, and they put some snakes on it and stuff, and have it.
Yeah, I want to upgrade my base and make it a bit smaller because it's fucking massive.
Yeah, it's yours. Yeah. Fingers crossed, mate. Maybe next week we'll. It's bad, but I can't wait. I mean, that jacket looks stunning.
Oh, they're just fantastic.
And the shirt. I mean, the sewing on it. I mean, Kato's knocking his out, and he's charging. I think the shirt's like $300. And it's like, well, this has got to be as good. 99% as good. And I'm looking forward.
If I get some of those commissions knocked out, I can get it all settled up and we're sorted then.
Yes, yeah, definitely. That's great. And then, as I alluded to, maybe in a few weeks' time, I'll have some news on a very special accompaniment to my latest indie figure. I should keep it a secret for now.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the thing is, I want to know, but at the same time, I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, intriguing, intriguing.
So I'm hoping, maybe sort of by early summer, then it'll all come together with the sculpt and that, and this set and everything. So yeah,
nice.
My last indie, maybe.
Fucking liar. There'll be another. You'll look at like the third clothing set you've got and go.
I'm already thinking of keeping it.
Do you know what I would? Even if you just put it in the drawer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I don't necessarily need the cash for it. I think I will keep it for a bit.
And you can tell now when we talk about stuff gaining value, stuff like that is limited edition.
Yes.
That will gain value. So I think.
Yeah, I think I shall. I'm happy to sell you a set because it'd be, I would like you to have, it's you can see the quality, and and we do mates a favour and stuff in the community. That's fine. But yeah, the other one I might just put it away, sit on it for and then decide either I'm going to make another one with it or I'll move it on. So yeah.
Cool.
I think that is. That is us.
I think we are at this late hour at 10 to midnight. I think
amazing. Wow, it's definitely our longest show yet.
I think so. It was a good one though. I've
very good, brilliant. Yeah, really good.
We were talking to Chris. Like he's if I could be half as good as him, I'd be happy. Amazing.
Cool. I think it was good for it's our 10th show as well, so it was good to have our first guest on. It's flown by already, isn't it? It's,
Yeah, no, we've done it right tonight. It was all right.
It was good. Shame we didn't have Steve. He missed out, but hopefully he's nicely battered by now and on the company books.
Yeah, on his company piss up.
Yeah, so
he smashed off his tits.
Yeah.
Can't blame him. Can't blame him.
No.
Cool. All right, so let's do some shout outs then. So the people I want to shout out are going to be the Collecting Weekly boys, as per usual. Just remember, Manny, no means no. If Damien says no, it's no.
Yeah.
Okay? The boys at Small Talk. Now remember, Damien, if Manny offers you any funny tasting drinks, lock yourself away.
Yeah.
Right? You'll wake up with a sore bum. So yeah,
and your head mashed in by a car tire.
Yeah, exactly. just broke you. So then to you boys, I'm loving both your podcasts. I'm loving It's all very fun and good. And then who else? There was some other people I want to shout out that were obviously Chris for coming on. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And
Watto.
Of course, that's it. Watto, Sean, my main man, who I will have your babies. The shit out is fantastic, and I'm just like, I want it all. I want everything. I want to paint it all.
I think it's just really refreshing to have someone that's just gone, I can do this. I don't want to make a fortune out of it. What do you guys want? And we've been so beholden to these. And Inigo's not. I mean, Inigo's fantastic, but there's some where you sort of feel like you're being held to ransom, and these people could make all these sculpts, but they've got their own agendas. Whereas he's kind of like, what do you want?
Yeah.
You know.
Let's be perfectly honest. Tom Hanks, I don't want to see another Tom Hanks sculpt.
No.
I don't want to see. I love Indy, but
yeah, we don't need any more.
You've got enough.
Yeah.
Die Hard ones, we've had lots of them.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to have someone in the community that you can go, this is what I want a sculpt of. Please don't make me steal a kidney for it.
Yeah, because
not a problem. Bam. I mean, Sean's a really nice guy, a really, really nice guy, and he's really passionate about what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, the scopes, because I must admit, blowing stuff up from 1/12 to 1/6, I was thinking, this can be detail lost. Is it going to be that great? It's a bit twitchy. And then the 2 Talon scopes turned up, and I was like, these are fucking
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah,
the pictures today of the stuff he's sending me. Ezra, I'm getting off him to paint up.
Right.
And Kanan, so he's the Jedi Master, but when he's blinded in Rebels with the mask.
Okay.
And then the Imperial officer from the last Battlefront game.
All right. Yeah.
Fuck it. But anyway, I'm getting those, and they look fantastic. And I've seen them in 1/12, and I've seen them in 1/6, and there's no loss of detail. They look brilliant.
No, they're really good. Yeah.
Hitting him up once I've sorted this clothing set up for stuff. I need to start making a list, because I think this year I'm going to focus more on customs than
Well, it just opens up such positive. If you can get if you can think of something where you can get a clothing set, then world's your oyster, isn't it? It's because
that's all we need.
You were talking about the Goonies. I mean, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You could have the 1/6 scale Goonies.
And we short round. Definitely want a short round.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you could get him to do the sculpts easy.
And I'd like a Newt as well. Like, when you put the show sheet up, I was like, Newt, what, from Aliens, like a third party one, and it was the bloody Newt Scamaus. Oh, fucking hell, man. Disappointment of the week. But I could ask him for to do a Newt.
I mean, great. He is fucking killing it, and I'm so looking forward to painting his stuff this year. It's probably top of my list. I'm the most excited for.
That's cool. Yeah, definitely, mate.
But you got any shoutouts?
I don't think so.
No, I think we covered everyone. I kind of rambled on a bit and covered most people.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, nice one, Pete. That is it for today. So it is a bye from me.
Yeah, and a bye from me. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.